Good morning, Rabbi Sai. Lily, Nishmasi Miros, Nishmas Mordechai. Rabbi Sai, you're not going to believe this. We have a special Italian guest. He's been doing the daf with us since Megillah. His name is Yochanan. What's your last name? Robacho. I have to turn the camera around, even though I don't think it's a good idea.
Bad idea.
Good idea. Hold on. You turn. Show the whole shul here. Say, Yochanan, say hello to everybody. Oh, I see you. Oh, perfecto. Turn her back. Thank you. Now, it's almost Myers, so we have to hurry up. But he got us all stones right out of the mountain that he works here. Beautiful stuff. It's called Malachi. And for our wives, crystals out of the mountains. Yishkoyach, thank you, Yochanan. It's unbelievable. You come to, and he lives right here in the Alps. It's unbelievable that there's a Yid learning Torah with us for 4 years almost in the Alps. It's considered the Alps where you live? Yes. You live in the Dolomites. And you learn Torah with us every single day.
And how did you hear about us?
Unbelievable. And you heard about us from modern Orthodox Jews from New York, he said.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Okay, I just want to show you real quickly because we're in a big rush here. This is Reb Eli from London, Zellinger from London. And it's a whole story with COVID, and he almost lost his life in a battle. He was in the hospital for many months, and he's been with us. So Hashem, I'm going to get to see him in London, hopefully. He didn't say it, but I'm assuming we'll see him in London. Here he is with his grandchildren. Are you able to show the things so Yochanan can see the pictures? No? Or are you just going to do work now? It's the first thing in the morning. The new music was hit this morning, enjoyed by all ages. You're making a chilul MDY right here on the spot, if you know what I mean.
How much does it do the Gemara?
Nice. Shlomo Kupperman, Rabbi Isai, he's the one that did he's Nachum Katz's grandson, and he did the article for us in the Mishpach magazine, and he said that MDY changed his life. And I said, thank you for the chizuk. What do you mean? So he said, he learned in Kailo and he was very good in Kailo, but he never brought a Gemara with him on vacations and would learn on a plane for an hour the way he did. So in that way, he changed his life. What else do we have here? Oh, we have the sponsors. The Masechet is sponsored by announcement for the state speedy return of all hostages.
Amen.
Thank you. The Paras of Chodesh, the Zechariah Ben Zechariah Bas Yosef. Paras of Chodesh, the Refuah Shelaima, Neftali, Herz, Ben Leah, hidden tzadik in our generation. Paras of Chodesh, Refuat go for Breina Bina about Miriam Baila, and Netanel Kalev Ben or Bracha about Breina Bina. Rabbi Sai, this is, I just want to show you real quickly a little piece of shear that I did for the Israelis. It was very, very windy, and I was standing in the snow. Gewaldig. But we had a different shear going for the Americanos.
Good morning, Rabbi Sai. Lili Nishmasi Mirosi Rusbas Mordechai live from the Italian Alps. Some of the covers said, you're in the Alps. Why don't you share a little bit with us? So here goes. We're in the middle of a sugya of B'yomer Titin Zechariah. You have to pay an employee on time. So the Gemara said yesterday that the employer, he has a chazaka that he's not going to stiff the employee. He's going to give him the money. Is that a word I could use even?
Yeah.
Okay, gewaldig. But what about the employee himself? Doesn't he have a chazaka that he's not going to steal? So says the Gemara like this. How could you say that an employee is going to steal? Says the Gemara, trei chazaka, chazaka. It's 2 against 1. There's 2 chazakas that the employer has. First of all, like we said, that a balabais is not going to be over on not paying on time. And second of all, he won't leave it by him. He's going to pay immediately, and he won't be over. The chazak is he won't be over on Baal Toler. But the employee has one chazaka that he won't steal. Next, let's go to the Mishnah. You see the Talmud over here? Talmud, it's unbelievable. mamish on the it could be your yaitza. Reb Shlomo Hirsch. When Refuah Shelaima asked, "Did you see my Alps?" Yeah, here I saw the Alps on MDY shear.
There it is.
Im yesh edim shetavoi harei ze nishba v'noitel. If you come up with edim that you asked to be paid and you weren't paid, then you could go ahead and make a shvuah even after the allotted times. Usually have about 12 hours to.
There Adam, why does he have to be nishba?
The edim that he didn't pay, but maybe he paid afterwards. I don't know. From that point on, let's see. Omer Avasi, good point. Shetavai, v'akatavai l'kamon. Ask the Gemara if he's demanding the money right now. Asks the Gemara, didn't you just ask that? Beautiful. Why do you need edim? He's asking right now. Omer Avasi, shetavai bizmanoi. It's talking about that the Edom came and said that he demanded to be paid when he was supposed to, but right now they're not here. But perhaps the employer did pay. So how afterwards? How does his shvuah help? Amar Baila shetavai kol zmanoi, that they're going to testify that they were there. They watched him not being paid the entire time. In other words, at the end of the tkufa, just before Seisek Yechavim, he demanded to be paid, and he wasn't paid. They don't have to literally be there every minute, but all the way at the end. Says the Gemara, so that means that he could get paid any time, forever? You're right. He gets one day after that point where there's Aiden that testified, they didn't get paid. So from there on, there's another full day. Rabbi Isai will continue in the next spot. Be'ezer Hashem.
All right, so that is us in the Alps, learning Torah in the Alps, 3.5 minutes worth of shir, and we are going to continue with the Mishnah. Zok Te'elogi Mishnah. Kuf Yud Gimel Amud Aleph. Hamav es chaveroi lo yimashkenenu elo bebezdin. When you go and you lend money to someone, and that person didn't pay you back, so you want to take collateral, you want to take a mashka. Make sure you do that with bezdin. You cannot go over to his house and take the mashka. Now, it's very important to differentiate. You are permitted to take a mashka deposit, collateral, when you give the loan. But what we're talking about over here is when the loan is over and done with, and he didn't pay back, so you sue him in bezdin. So it says like this. Maybe it's kedai for me. Hamal v'schaveri lo yimashkenenu elo bebezdin v'lo yikones lebeisoi litol mashkana. Do not go into his house. A double lashon. So Gemara is going to explain. We might be talking about two different people. Shenemar b'chutz tamud. It says in the pasuk, do not enter the person's house. Stand outside. So somebody said once that when he was growing up, he grew up extremely poor, and they would come and turn off the electric and the phone and the water. Also, this is the worst thing that ever happened, and he's traumatized to this very day, is when they came in. It's called repo. They came in and repoed his parents' possessions. That caused everlasting trauma. We don't want people coming into the house and grabbing stuff. Go to bezdin. Let's say the loiva had two different items that he wanted to use as a mashkin. And these particular items, one is good to use during the day, one is good to use during the night. So let's say one of them was a pillow, a blanket, and the other one was a plow. So the plow he needs during the day, you give it back during the day, and the pillow he needs at night, so they don't overlap each other. Should I say the story here with the machresha and the puddle, or skip? Skip. And if the loiva dies and he was used to getting his blanket every night, you don't give back the pillow, blanket to the Yarshim. So first of all, let's see these psukim. In Pasuk it says, "Kisasher reyecho mashas meuma loisavay el beisay lavid avotai." This is the raisa to go to the guy's house to take his belongings. Hashek tashiv loy, and then in Pasuk Gimel there's a mitzvah. First is the isra, and now there's a positive. A hashek tashiv loy is a avoid, give back the pillow. In this Pasuk it says, "Hashek tashiv loy is a avoid." Give it back to him. Yeah, it's the same pasuk. Just underlined in this chart. Loi. Meaning this chiyuv to give back a pillow at night to somebody who's poor and borrowed money from you is only the father. But once the father dies, the orphans don't get the pillow back. Reb Shimon Gamliel Omer, Afla Atzma in a Machzer El Ad Shlishim Yom. You only give back for 30 days. After you sue him in Bezdin, and after 30 days, you go sell it and take the money and give it back. Omar Shmuel. Shliach Bezdin minatach netuchei in. So Shmuel says when the Gemara is going to argue, the Gemara is going to tell us that it's actually machloikis tanoi. Shmuel says that the Shliach Bezdin could go grab items from the borrower in the middle of the marketplace. Aval mashkunei loy, he cannot go into the guy's house. So that's going to be the discussion now. Can a agent of the Bezdin go into the guy's house and grab for the lender, hey, you didn't pay. So let me grab something from your house. Let me repossession. How do you say repo? Repossess. Meriv that we say, bekitzer, I don't even know the real word. Repo. The repo man. But nan, we learned that you have to use Bezdin. So the Gemara says, you shouldn't do it yourself. You should use, meaning Bezdin could go into the guy's house.
No, it's not.
All right, hold on. I gotta put this before I forget to put it there. Okay, right over there. Yeah. We have to switch the word. It's not mimashkin, it means yinatcheno. You shouldn't grab the middle of the marketplace. The only person that could do that, the only people that could do that are Bezdin. I'll bring it right to that. In our Mishnah, let's read the Mishnah again. The first line is when you want to take collateral, you have to do it in Bezdin, and then it says the lo yikanas lebeisai, and do not enter his house to take the collateral. So says the Gemara, the second line is they don't go into the guy's house. Mani, who shouldn't go in? If it's the malva himself, the lender, that we already said before in the Mishnah. Hamalva is chaveroi loy mashkenenu ela bebezdin. Says Gemara, elalav shliach bezdin. It must be talking about the bezdin, not the lender. Says Gemara, okay, that's not the greatest raya. Lawyer, that's not a great raya. Because maybe perhaps this is what it meant to say. Hamav is chaver loy mashkenenu ela bebezdin. Michlal de bebezdin mashkenin. You should only do with a bezdin. So it seems like with a bezdin they do go into the guy's house. But the lender himself cannot grab in the middle of the marketplace. Why? What's the gzera? If you allow a guy to go into the guy's house and grab, if you allow him to grab in the street, he'll go into the guy's house and grab. You hear? I mean, the guy's not with me. Master Reb Yosef, a question, an answer. Leave the phones alone. Yochanan, these guys already heard the shir in Hebrew an hour ago, so now they're like spacing out a little bit. Don't mind. Master Reb Yosef, so it says like this: you should not take beautiful picture. Let me see if I can find it.
What does Yachlo mean?
So first of all, there's great pictures here that I forgot to show you. Mom's throwing me off here. Here's a guy giving back the PJs at night. Here's a guy coming at night stealing the pillow.
I saw these pictures.
Oh, here we go. Love it. Ask Yosef to design this little guy. No, not this one. Oh yeah, this one. So there's usually a giant grinder, and They used to have small portable ones, not this one. This is a joke. So don't take that away from him, because how is he going to make flour to eat? So Rabbi, I want to tell you a beautiful thing. You know, a rechaim has, if you look at this one, it has a nice texture in it. You have to, and there's a tool that makes these small little indentations in the stone, because if it was flat, it wouldn't grind well. And Rabbi say it's a muscle for life. You hear this? No, oh, muscle for life. Life needs the little bumps, the ups and the downs. If you have a smooth going life, it doesn't do the job. The job is done. You can produce nice flour when you have the bumps, when you have the tsar and the tsaris. The boy said he was chazik. Zok the Gemara. Also, again, the island didn't really like my pshat, but I don't know how yachbal has to do with taking. Chabala means to harm somebody. So maybe over here you're taking from the poor and you're harming it. You said it's okay?
Yeah.
I didn't get a pshat. I didn't get a asking before.
Yeah.
Says the Gemara, Hadvar macherim chavoil. But if it's something else that, oh no, this guy's going to drive me crazy now. Hadvar macherim chavoil. But if it's not the actual grinder, you could take. Loisachbol, we continue. Loisachbol beged almana. Don't take from a widow. Hashal acherim, you can. Man, inei mebal choid. If you say that we're talking about the lender, it already says you can't go. You see, even a shliach bezin cannot go into the guy's house. Maybe I should say the story over here.
Yeah, I think you should.
Okay, it's a great story. That a guy comes to the Rebbe and says, Rebbe, what should I do? I have an almana that's renting for me, and she's not paying rent. I want to kick her out. So the Rebbe said, no, you can't kick her out because she's an almana. So the Chassid said, what, I have to take upon myself all the money because she's an almana? So the Rebbe said, yes. She says, but why? Let other people in the community pitch in. Why do I have to take all the money? So the Rebbe said, because since it came to your hands, since you're the one here dealing with it, so that's your chiyuv now. I'm not saying that's the halacha, but that's what the Rebbe said. And many times things fall into our lap, and instead of saying, listen, let other people deal with it, if it falls into your lap, you have more of an achrayus. Oh, that's basically the end of the sugya, but I want to say it here because we get kicked out from my Rev. Says the Gemara, Tirgama, Rav Papa, Reb Nachman, Kamid Reb Yosef. This is every Magachir's dream. Va'amrilo, Rav Papa, Reb Yosef, Kamid Reb Yosef.
No, I think you said.
No,
he did it all. He did?
Yeah.
Hashalachem Tapo, Man, Ilim Balchoy.
Yeah. No, we're holding like four lines from the bottom. Where are you?
A few lines up. You're scared.
Yeah, no, it is good. I showed the little rechaim. I said, man, I said, it must be that he's not allowed to go into the house. We're talking about a b'chayiv. Okay, you're right. There's extra pub, but it comes to say that these chayiv two lav. Toshma. The question again: are the bezdin allowed to go into the borrower's house and remove collateral from the house? It says you should stand outside. So then why does the Torah repeat itself and say, oh, and the loiva will bring it out to you? It already says you should wait outside. What are you waiting for? You're waiting for the collateral. So it goes like this. Let me just see if I can find it. Here we go. B'chutz tamoid v'oish, meaning shliach bezdin, asherat tanoisha boy yotzi lecha. Asherat tanoisha boy is referring to the labor. So v'oish l'rabbi shliach bezdin. V'oish, since it's extra, it's coming to say that the shliach, the messenger, the agent of the bezdin, and the Gemara says, "My lav shliach bezdin k'loiva." Just like the loiva goes into his own house, so too the shliach bezdin goes into the loiva's house. Amud Beis, sponsored by Kidnovations LLC, straight from the Alps. We're in the Italian Alps. Myself, Noam Fix, and Avi Kamyansky, and our wives. Yishkoyach to them. They convinced me to come, and I'm enjoying myself tremendously. Even though we're giving 2 shiurim a day, preparing, but it's givalt. It really is. It's really beautiful over here. I hope you enjoyed the little video of the Torah over the Alps. Okay, so Lo Yishkech Bezdin Kemalva. It goes like this. The way you read it is Bachot Tamid Voish. That's talking about Shnei Bezdin, and he's not related to the Loiva. Asher Tanoisha is referring to the Loiva. In other words, the Shnei Bezdin is like the Malva. Just like the Malva can't enter the guy's house, so too the Shnei Bezdin can't enter the Loiva's house. Tashma, we're not giving up yet. What time is it?
9:11.
We have some time. We have
25 minutes.
Mm. From a base, it's more than enough. Talking about the shliach bezin shouldn't go in. Maybe it's talking about the lender that he can't go in. It already says that the lender can't go in. Why does the Torah repeat itself? So you see that shliach bezin should not go in. Okay. And then that's the kash on Shmuel.
Right. He's allowed to go.
Let me see.
He's allowed to go in. Okay.
Time out. Let's do it again. Then what?
That he's allowed to go into the base of Lova to take out the mashkal.
That's how we learned it in the Hebrew. But now we're saying Nupsha.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are
you sure? Okay. Cut. Oh no, don't cut. Let's keep on going. Because you're going to think I'm serious. I'm saying don't cut. But that he could go in, I think. He says that he's not allowed to go into the guy's house. That he went in. That's the Gemara, so that's the question of Shmuel. Shmuel says that a shliach bezin can't go in. Says Gemara Tanoi. In fact, it's machlokes Tanoi. The Sanya shliach bezin shabola mashkinu lo yikonis. And the second, we're going to say yikonis. So over here we have Tana number 1 that says like Shmuel shliach bezin shabola mashkinu lo yikonis cannot go into the guy's house. The base of the mashkinu. Ella oimer b'chutz. He should stand outside. V'aloi moiteli mashkinu. Shenemar b'chutz tamoid voish. Okay. And this goes like the questions that we had on Shmuel. It's another Tana. We're not there yet, but the lender himself should not go in. He stands outside. It says before you should stand outside. Bezin says the Breisa, the other Tana. Not lo yichna. He does go in. So don't ask him any questions. Any Breisa that you bring me that says that you could go in goes according to this mandama. You can't go in goes according to the first mandama. Now we continue. The Breisa continues and says, do not take collateral, something that the loiva needs to live on, like a rechai. The noisen mita, and he gives a bed. Umita umatza.
Even out in bankruptcy, even when you go bankrupt, there's certain things you cannot take from the person, like his tools of the trade, like the actual
tools of the trade. So I don't know if you probably hear you just as well as me, because it's just on the iPhone. So he's saying that in bankruptcy they don't take everything away from you. They take things that are not necessary, but things that are oichel nefesh, like the tools of your trade, they won't. Beautiful tools of the trade. And the malva gives the loiva a bed, and then it continues umita, which means a second bed. Umatza, and a mattress, le'asher, only if he's wealthy. Now, if he's poor, mita, a regular bed, umita, umapa, it's like a mat, a shvach one, le'ani. Gavaldig, a picture of boys, let me find it here. Here we go. Check this out. Beautiful. So we have the guy on the mattress, and we have the guy on the floor, because he's an ani, he gets the small shvach stuff. Okay. Mita, mavizlani. Loi, avaloi li'ishtoi, avaloi le'barav le'v'naisa. This applies only to the loiva himself, to the bar himself, but not to his wife and children. Says the Gemara. Let's see where that is. Oh, hold on, I have to go back to this. You ready? It's a cool stick here.
Wow.
Oh,
That's a cool stick.
we're going to go back to this. Here we go. Erechin. Yochanan, you remember what Erechin is? Erechin. Erechin is when a person says, my value, I'm going to give to the base of English. Or he points to somebody, he says, Yochanan, how old are you? Am I allowed to ask? How old? 52. You're 52. Let's look at the list here. If you're 50 years old and you are, no, that's not good. This is off. Yeah. Between 20 and 60 is 50. Between 20 and 60, 60 is the cutoff, is 50. You're worth 50. It's the top amount possible. From 5 to 20, a teenager, 19 years old, is only 20. But if you, from 20 to 60, you're worth 50. Okay, we got to hurry up here before they stop making noise. So just like the Gemara says, just like you assess how much the borrower is worth and what he needs, the same thing we do when a person says, I'm giving to the Beis HaMikdash 50, we have to go into his house. If he doesn't have money, we have to see. What could he afford? What can't he? So says the Gemara, Klapi Laya, it's the exact opposite. It's not that we learn Erechin from Bachayv. It's the opposite. This concept that we go into the guy's house and check what he has is by Erechin. And we learn from Erechin, we learn Bachayv. Yeah, you're right. Let's flip. The way we do it with Erechin, that's what we do with Bachayv as well. It's just to point something very fascinating, that there's a big difference between Erechin and a Bachayv. A Bachayv, think about it. If you're very poor and all you can afford is this bottle to give back to the guy, you borrowed $1 million and they're going to take this and give it to him instead. When you become wealthy, you win the lottery, you still owe the $1 million. But when it comes to Erechin, mamish pashut. Some people get confused with it, but Levais is very pashut. When it comes to Erechin, if you're poor today and they say, you know what, you promised 50 shekel to the Beis HaMikdash, but you could only afford one, then you become wealthy tomorrow, you don't have to pay it.
That's not the case in bankruptcy. In bankruptcy, if you resolve your debts, it's low lump,
right?
Or you don't go back and get somebody afterwards.
Okay. That's why people
declare confused.
It's an inside joke. Some people got confused in the other shir, and that's why they're making fun. Now, why do you have to give 2 beds? Two beds. The usher, the wealthy guy, gets a nice mattress. The poor guy gets a small mattress. You don't have to give something to the wife and children. You're right, he needs 2 mattresses. But why 2? And chada the zogala. One he eats on it and one he sleeps on. Check this out. Not mamish like this picture. It's a beautiful picture, but it's not so give out. You have the pictures by you?
No.
Why don't you put it on so the Yochanan could see? Chaval. So since they're separated like this, as the Gemara is going to explain, they're 4 amas away. So we're kind this mitzvah of look what you did. You now because of you, he's on the what?
You're losing him.
Oh, and what's the pshat? And the Gemara is going to explain. Kiddush Shmuel. Shmuel says, I know I can heal any type of disease in the world besides 3. What are the terrible diseases? Whoever eats a bitter date on an empty stomach, I don't know how to heal that. And the one that puts a rope that's made out of flax that's wet around his hip. Oh, and this is the one. And if you eat bread, and if you eat bread and go to sleep without walking, terrible. I think the scientists say the same thing. You shouldn't eat close to your bedtime, the whole thing. People out of Yemazeh that when they eat, they take a little shvatzir. Exactly. They don't want to say shvatzir. I thought people wouldn't know what that means, but okay. They take a little walk. So Memela, why do I give him 2 beds? So he shouldn't get this terrible machla. He might eat in his bed. In those days, he would eat on a couch, then he'd fall asleep. You know, a lot of people do that today. They watch something, whatever. They eat like this breakfast meal in the bed, and then they fall asleep. That we don't want. We want you to get out of the bed, walk over 4 hours. Tani Tanakamei, the Reb Nachman. Like we said before, just like we assess the guy's possessions when it comes to Erechin, when he doesn't have the money to pay the Beis HaMikdash, we assess how much he could afford. Same thing we do by Balchai. Amalei. According to the Mishnah, we saw one sheet, as the Gemara is going to explain to you. We said that you should sell his stuff after 30 days. We're going to get to it. So you're going to assess how much it's worth, how much he needs. How much he needs means even for the future, a year from now, 2 years from now. He's not going to have anything by then. According to you that we're selling it, he doesn't have anything to be misader. So first of all, who says you should sell something? It says Vatnan. It says in the Mishnah, you should give back a pillow at night and the plow during the day. It says Gemara, Tana Reb Shimon Gamliel, Tana Kame. We go like Reb Shimon Gamliel. According to Reb Shimon Gamliel, after 30 days you do sell it. It's not Reb Shimon Gamliel. That's Reb Shimon Gamliel in our Mishnah that after 30 days you have to sell it. Mikan ve'elach moichem bebezdin. And how do you know that Reb Shimon Gamliel meant that you should sell completely? Until 30 days, you give it back to the loiva. Here, take it for 30 days. Don't take it completely from him and sell it. Rather, take it from him. Let's say it's a beautiful car. It's a Lamborghini. We saw a bunch of Ferraris today. Let's say, take his Ferrari, sell it, and get him a Corolla. He doesn't need anything special, but doesn't mean you should sell completely. Maybe he does need a car.
In Israel, a Corolla is like a Lambo.
Yeah.
So the Camry is like a
Camry. It used to be. It depends if you how many books you wrote. He's so good at just the Shingam Li like Sparrow. Like immediately like Chazali. Like now, ask the Gemara. You're talking in Reb Shimon Gamliel. Listen to this. According to Reb Shimon Gamliel, every Jew is a king, is the son of a king. We're the sons of Avram, Yitzchak, and Yaakov. We should pick up our heads. It reminds me, there's two styles of yeshivas. There's Slabotka and there's Nevarga. Slabotka is gadlus ha'adam. You feel good about yourself. You're the son of Avram Avinu. Nevarga is you're nothing, you're garbage. Guess what? I don't think there's any yeshivas in Nevarga. Like, well, there was one in France. He closed it down. I mean, most of them today are based on the Slabotka experience of I'm great, I'm chashuv. Yeah, he's talking about that. He's like look at me that every single thing the guy has. Let's say the guy has a Lamborghini, he has a Ferrari. Even though he's very poor, but no, he's the son of a king. Don't take it away from him. All these Hanoim, every Jew is the son of a king. You shouldn't touch on Shabbos food that you can't use. Luf is a vegetable that you can't eat it raw. So what are you gonna? You can't cook it on Shabbos. Mustard, you can't. If you didn't grind it down, you can't use it on Shabbos. He says no. Luf, yes. Because if you have a raven, you could give it to the raven. Rabbi say you're not going to believe this. That just today. Oh, first of all, let me show you this beautiful picture of Yerushalmi. He's a Ben Melech. Lamais is a Ben Melech sitting in business class. He's a Ben Melech. Now let me see where that. Oh, so we happen to be today in the Alps, and Noam and Avi were feeding the ravens, the local ravens. We think they're ravens. Okay, you want to be chulik? Send the email and tell us how they're not ravens. We think they're at least for the shear the ravens. And here you see how the raven is eating straight out of their hand. Or boys say here. It's a kiss from Hashem. That's today. That's where I gave the shear. That's exactly the spot. Here you can see if you compare one to the other.
3,000 meters up.
3,000 meters up. Wow. What is that? 10,000 feet up in the air. Givaldi. Okay. Next. So Memela, the son of a king, runs around with ravens sitting on his shoulder. I don't know, whatever they do. So you're the son of a king, so you could give this food to the ravens. So Memela Luf is not muktzah. Very, very interesting halacha. So you see, even though you don't need it right now, but you're the son of the king, you could need it any minute if you get a raven. Says Gemara, and Reb Shimon, how do you see that Reb Shimon holds that we're the son of the king? It's not. What time is it? What are we doing with time?
8:25. 9:25.
So we have 20 minutes. Beautiful. Reb Shimon is not. They would oil themselves with the oil of roses. They would use it on Shabbos. Now, you shouldn't smear oil on your body on Shabbos. It's like shchika samamonim. You're not allowed to do like medicine, that sort of stuff. But the son of a king, since he uses it during the week, he's allowed to do it on Shabbos. There's something to do during the weekday. Shimon says everybody could. You and I could also. Why? Because we're also the sons of king. Rabbi Shmuel, Rabbi Akiva, how do you see that? They say that Klal Yisrael are the sons of king. He owes a guy 1,000. He's wearing a coat, a $10,000 coat. I always say this because it's a way for us to think for a second. To make this jacket, this shirt, tightly woven in the time of the Gemara, this must cost $100,000 minimum. To take a thread and do it so fit and to sit there thread by thread by thread, not kidding, $100,000. So there's such a thing called a coat, costs $10,000. What do you do if a guy owes money and he has a very valuable coat? You see it all the time in my properties. Guys, I don't have money, but they're driving around all these cars with the spinners and the whole thing, 50,000 square inch TV. Why? Take it from him, sell it, and pay off your debt. So, you take off his coat on the spot, and give him something cheaper. They argue. It's not true. All Klal Yisrael wear a very expensive coat. But what was your havamina? Say, you give him what he deserves, and you take the rest, and you pay off the debt. I understand if you're talking about a pillow. So there's different grades. Even today, you have the soft pillow and the hard one and the one that has memory foam. Different pillows. So you give him something in between. But a plow, there's one type of plow. Everybody plows with the same plow. No. Check this out. It's gorgeous. You have a beautiful silver plow. Maybe Reb Elazar ben Azariah, we had a Talmud Chacham here before, said, so wealthy, maybe use a silver plow. So sell the silver plow and get a regular plow. Maskula Reb Chago says, Reb Chago, going back, the Malva has to make sure that the loiva has everything he needs to live on. Why am I responsible for your livelihood? You owe me money. I gave you, you have my money by you. So pay me. Why do I have to worry about your livelihood? Ibra, the truth is, Ale Korami, it's his problem. Why? Hashem gave you this problem. When you lent him money and he doesn't have money, now it's your problem. Don't say like the guy, like the story before where I wanted to put it here, but Baruch Hashem, we had enough time. When Hashem gives you that opportunity for chesed, it's opportunity. My sister-in-law, Refuah's wife, used to say to him for all the time, but Baruch Hashem now, she's doing great. Shoshana Razia, Basilka, remember? Yeah. So she always says, it's opportunity for chesed. So why do you have this interesting character? It's an opportunity for chesed. Some people get on your nerve. Opportunity for chesed. So you lend somebody money, it's opportunity to do l'choti tzedakah. It's Hashem's telling you, it's your tzedakah, it's your chesed. Don't try to put it on somebody else. Rabbi Yosef, have a wonderful day, and thank you so much for coming. Thank you, Yochanan. It's a tremendous chizuk, unbelievable.